fans, club football is back. The international break is over, and most of us are excited since Arsenal FC, the Gunners, are back in action in the FA Cup against Southampton. This is going to be a crucial game in our season, very important game, and here at the Arsenal Pulse, I want to tell you why this is going to be a very, very good game for us as Arsenal. So stay tuned and let's check this game out, how it's going to go tomorrow. So Southampton are going to face Arsenal in the FA Cup quarterfinals in what is going to be a season-defining game, because this is an opportunity to again win another trophy that is part of the treble that we are chasing. Of course, we are chasing the Premier League, FA Cup, and the Champions League, which is the treble after we missed out on the quadruple. You know what happened? We lost to Manchester City 2-0 before the international break. So heading into this one, we want to put things right. And of course, as always, we want to look at what this game is going to mean for our season. So first, let's check the last game in which we faced Southampton in the Premier League. And as you all know, Southampton is a championship team now. They were relegated last season, the 24-25 season, and we actually managed to face them in the last game of the season. So as you can see, we managed to win the game 2-1 with goals from Kieran Tierney and Martin Odegaard, which enabled us to finish second again to the champions who are Liverpool. Now this season we are aiming to go a step further and actually win the Premier League. We are tired of being second, and of course, on top of the Premier League, we want to add the FA Cup. But it's not going to be easy, since the last time we faced Southampton, they beat us in 2021. So they actually knocked us out in the third round, and of course, as you can see, we were unable to win against them, since we did not meet again until last season in the FA Cup. So Southampton has actually been a bogey team for Arsenal. They have managed to get good results against us, most famously in the 3-3 draw at the Emirates in the title race, in which we managed to draw with Southampton when they were actually bottom of the league. Everyone was expecting us to win that game, but we just fell apart and collapsed, giving Southampton a point and actually damaging our title hopes as well. So this time round it will be different, and you can see this was a beautiful goal by Odegaard, fantastic shot into the bottom corner that enabled us to take all 3 points in the game. So we will be looking to replicate this win tomorrow, and as well, tomorrow there is going to be a bunch of fixtures in the FA Cup. Manchester City will be playing Liverpool first in the early kickoff, followed by Chelsea versus Port Vale, then followed by Southampton versus Arsenal. I expect Manchester City to beat Liverpool. I expect Chelsea to beat Port Vale. For Southampton versus Arsenal, I'll be giving my prediction at the end of the video. So let's take a look at the squad and the concerns regarding our squad, since as you can remember in the last video which I did, 11 players withdrew from the international teams, their countries, and this was a big concern for every Arsenal fan. So for tomorrow's game, we are all wondering who is going to play, who is not going to play, and I want to just give you some facts regarding this game. So if you look at the odds, most importantly, the bookies are backing Arsenal to win, which of course, a Premier League team, it's a championship team. They expect the Arsenal, with the form that we are in, 4 losses all season, managed to reach the quarterfinals of the Champions League, top of the Premier League, and also in the quarterfinals. So Arsenal are the informed team, But I want to caution people is that Southampton also will be playing this game like a final. So if you look at the odds, they're highly in favor of Arsenal. The bookies expect us to win. As I told you in the head-to-head, you can see Southampton are in a run of good form, 4 wins out of 5 in the last 5 games. Also Arsenal 4 out of 5. So let's say 3 out of 5 since we drew with Bayer Leverkusen and we managed to beat them the last time we met 2-1 at the St. Mary's Stadium. So the reason why there is concerns and maybe people are like what's happening is because if you look at the squad that is going to be playing tomorrow, players who have been confirmed that are not going to play are actually Eze, Merino, and Odegaard. Very crucial midfielders for our team who are actually going to not feature tomorrow. And the questionable ones now here is where all the concern is. First team players are going to miss Gabriel, Hincapie, Madueke, Rice, Saka, Saliba, Trossard, and Zubimendi. So all these are doubts for this game. And what does this mean? This means that tomorrow Arteta is going to rotate the squad. He's going to bring in players who have not been playing these games. And you see, for the FA Cup, of course, Arteta has managed to rotate the game, to rotate the squad. He has brought in players who have not been getting minutes in the Champions League and Premier League. And of course, you have to keep the squad fresh since these are many games, and players deserve to play in these games since, of course, participating in all these trophies gives you a lot of fatigue, injuries. There is a lot of concerns on player fitness. So, of course, Arteta wants to keep the squad as fresh as possible. So, let's look at the probable lineups for the game, and you can see tomorrow we're expecting Arrizabalaga Kepa to start despite the huge blunder he made in the final. I expect him to start. In the center of the defense, you can start with Mosquera and Calafiori. Then the fullbacks will be White and Lewis Kelly. So that back four is still very good back four. It's not the level that we are used to. Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, Hincapie, that's our starting back four. But this back four is good enough to play against Southampton, and that's the reason why having a good squad is important. Nogard is expected to start in midfield alongside Ibrahim and Max Dauman in the number 10. So for Ibrahim, maybe it might be a debut, and maybe I expect also Havertz to start in midfield since we are short on options in the midfield area. Then up front, we can start with Martinelli, Jesus, and Victor Gyökeres. So for me, that is the expected lineup. And as you can see, Southampton have actually won the last 3 games in the championship. Arsenal is also on a run of away unbeaten. We have been unbeaten away in the last 14 games, and also in the last 8 years, Southampton have managed to beat us thrice. So Southampton have a very good record against us, and the reason why I'm saying that this cup is important, if you look at the all-time winners, we are actually the record winners of this cup. As I said, with 14 trophies, we are looking to extend that to 15 and go past Manchester United, who have 13, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham on 8, Man City, Aston Villa on 7, Newcastle, Blackburn Rovers on 6 each, Everton 5, and the list goes on. So the FA Cup has been won by many teams. The last team to win it was Crystal Palace, who got knocked out, which was actually a surprise for most people. They did not expect Southampton to be knocked out early in this game. So the main worry for me is that we are not going to be lacking Saliba. So Saliba is a huge miss for us in that central defense, but we hope that he may play. Maybe it's not going to be a miss. As I said, this is questionable as well, and having our 2 centre backs is something that is crucial. We need them. We need also Mosquera. I like Mosquera. I like Calafiori. But having these two usually gives us some, that false sense of security that nothing is going to happen. So that is what I'm hoping for as well. And also another worry for me is lacking Eze. Eze in that number 10 spot is usually a big miss for me, since also Odegaard is going to be missing this game. So you can see Arteta is clearly worried also about this game. And Arsenal fans, we don't know which squad is going to come up in. We are all guessing. And since also he's looking at the Sporting Lisbon quarterfinal UEFA Champions League game, so you see there are very important games coming up. You can be out of two competitions in 2 or 3 days, or you can be in the semi-final and then in two semi-finals in a week. So this is going to be a very defining week for our season. Of course, Eze is going to be a big miss for all of us Arsenal fans. This is the signing which I've seen every Arsenal fan get behind, and we want him to participate also, but he will not be available, and we are going to miss the creativity of Eze as well. So very excited for this game, since it's the first game after the international break. We have a chance to put our Carabao Cup loss to bed. And for those who love history, funny thing, we managed to beat Southampton in the FA Cup final in 2003. So let's check how that game went, in which it was a very good game in 2003. The likes of Henry, Luke Beckham, the Invincibles. So in 2003, before they went on to go unbeaten, they won the FA Cup. So this is a cup that Arsenal have taken seriously since the time that we started as a club. And that's why we have 14 of these cups. This is the Champions League for Arsenal. Like Real Madrid, when it comes to the Champions League, now is when they turn up. You see Vinicius is running like a madman. Mbappe they're smoking cocaine. So these cups are important for these players. And you can see we managed to win 1-0 and added to the trophy cabinet as well. So I'm expecting also us on top of the Premier League, of which I expect us to win. It's not over yet. I'll be doing that video. Stay tuned. I expect us to win the FA Cup as well, since we are the favourites, record winners. And for the Champions League, it's 50-50. Very good teams still in it. Bayern, you can see how trophies are usually happy memories for fans as well. So this is the personal part. If you are new, subscribe, follow, share this content. We are building a community of Ghana's fans, even rivals who can come and banter and talk shit. We are going to respond. And for me, I love the FA Cup. My prediction is 2-0 to the Arsenal. I expect us to win. It's not going to be easy, but just win. Let's go back to Wembley and put the rights, the wrongs that we did in that game. So happy Easter weekend. Enjoy yourself. Stay sober. Stay safe. We need all the Ugandans on board with the team, and we shall reach Wembley, hopefully, inshallah. So peace out. Stay safe. See you in the next video.